Becoming happier is cause and effect. If you do the right things, it's as guaranteed as the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. And it instantly makes you 100 times more likable. Like, who would you rather actually be around? Person one, who's always smiling, happy, and just a joy to be around? Or would you rather be around person two, who's always negative, spiteful, and just sucks the life out of you whenever you're around them? If you're anything like me, I'd rather be around person one. And by following this video, I can guarantee you're going to become more like person one. And as a bonus, towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you a guaranteed method to build new habits and actually make them stick. And also, this ain't actually your typical common mental health advice. I can basically guarantee the vast majority of viewers won't have actually heard what I'm discussing. And so now that I've hopefully piqued your interest, let's get into it. Okay, so the first point is from a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. It's an awesome book that teaches you how to actually change and a few very powerful insights that I'm about to share with you. So I've always known that through some part of me that the thoughts you have are actually very important, but no one takes it very seriously. Like, if we genuinely thought the thoughts we have control our reality and create everything, I feel like a lot more people would take a lot more stock and overanalyze and make sure they're only thinking the thoughts they actually want to think. But people don't do that. Why is that? Because most people don't actually realize the power thoughts have over you. And that's one of the main lessons I learned from this book. It revolutionized the way I saw thinking and how important it actually is. Okay, let's introduce you to a loop now. So the thoughts we have actually create the feelings. And then the feelings loop straight back around to the thoughts we have. It's a self-replicating feedback loop. So the thoughts we have create the feelings, and then the feelings reinforce the thoughts we have. And it just goes around, and around. Okay, before you leave, let's do a little experiment so that you actually begin to see what I mean. I want you to close your eyes. Your eyes closed? Good. Okay, I want you to listen to me and listen to my instructions and actually think the thoughts that I'm about to tell you. Okay, so now that hopefully your eyes are closed, I want you to accept what I have to say as true, and I want you to notice how you're feeling in your body. So basically, accept what I say and notice how you're feeling. I want you to take a deep breath. And notice how you're feeling. Okay. So, you're feeling weak. Your arms are feeling heavy. Your chest feels tight. You've been a victim of a heinous crime, and there's nothing you can do about it. You feel yourself falling deeper and deeper into despair, wanting to escape this world, but realizing you can't escape and you're powerless. Now immediately tune into your body. What chemicals are being sent to it right now? How do you feel? You can open your eyes quickly. So how do you feel right now? Most likely, if you accepted what I was saying as true, accepted those thoughts, you would not be feeling very good right now, I'm going to be honest. You'd probably feel weak, and a bit of negative emotions would be running over you right now. And all you did was accept some thoughts. All you did was think some thoughts. I don't want you feeling like this throughout my video. We're going to do the opposite. So in a second, I want you to pause the video for about a minute. I want you to out loud and with feeling, say to yourself some positive affirmations like, I love myself, I like myself, I feel awesome, I feel terrific. I want you to out loud, I know. It's a bit fucking weird, I'm going to be honest with you, but just try it. So, say out loud and with feeling, just say it for a minute and then unpause the video and come back to me. And you should be back. Okay, cool. Now that you did that, hopefully, you have a bigger understanding that your thoughts really do create your feelings. And why does it work like that? Well, the very short of it is your thoughts send and generate chemicals that flow into the body. And then those chemicals, now that your body's feeling like that, you're naturally going to think worse or more positive thoughts. And that's how feedback loops happen. You can often ruminate and just dwell on the negativity, and then you feel more negative, and then you're more likely to be more negative, and then it just self-replicates and it just feeds in on itself. To change a lot of those negative feelings, what you have to do is notice those negative thoughts and stop yourself from having them. You must level up your metacognition. That's basically just a fancy word of saying thinking about thinking. You must understand and be aware of your own thoughts. And I also want you to be aware of your unconscious behaviors. There are so many unconscious, that's another topic for another time, but there are so many unconscious behaviors we have that we do. It's like, I'm pretty sure by 35, 95% of our life is habitualized. It's unconscious, it's routine. That was one of the statistics in Joe Dispenza's book. And that's genuinely crazy when you think about it. Like, we're in control 5% of the time. Our conscious, logical brain is dictating what we do 5% of the time. How fucking crazy is that? But we can actually change that. And that's by noticing those routines, those unconscious actions that we take in regularly. And then intercepting it, changing your thoughts, getting new information. Anyway, the main goal, you want to gain awareness of your own thoughts and your own unconscious behaviors. Okay, sorry. I didn't really explain what an unconscious behavior is. It's those things we do routinely. Like, how often do you wake up, immediately reach for your phone, start scrolling, and you haven't had a single thought in your head? It's literally automatic. Or when you're brushing your teeth, you don't think about the way your hand moves when you're brushing your teeth, or how you drive your car. You don't think about turning the wheel, gas, foot on the accelerator. You don't think about any of that. It's just unconscious. And that's how most of our life is. It's just unconsciously doing the thing without thinking. And a way that I've found has worked extremely good for me, and that is highly recommended in the book I talked about earlier, is to meditate. I know meditation can be such a boring habit, and meditation is absolutely key. It's so said about in the self-improvement space for a reason. It's not just wishy-washy bullshit. It's actually a good habit to have. Okay, but how do you actually meditate to become more aware? It's very simple, very simple. You're going to focus on your breath. So you're going to breathe in, breathe out, and all you're going to do is focus on that breath. And then once your mind will inevitably wander, what you want to do, notice that your mind has wandered, and then bring your attention straight back to your breathing. The goal isn't to have an empty mind. The goal of it is to notice when your mind has shifted, has wandered, bring it back to your breathing. That's all it is. Notice your breath. That's all it is. Pay attention to your breath. Notice when your mind wanders, bring it back, and then do it again. That's all it is. It's very simple. And that will give you so much more control during your day-to-day of the actual thoughts you have, the actions you take, and you will feel so much better after doing this for a regular amount of time. But you might have the limiting belief that meditation doesn't work for you. But let me tell you this, how many times have you actually tried to do it? Maybe sit down to do it 2-3 times. But what would you say to the fat person who's gone to the gym 3 times and said, doesn't work for me? Exactly. You tell them to get back in the gym, it's going to work, you just have to give it time. Also, you won't want to miss the next point. That's on how to actually change more of those negative feelings that have already arisen. So right now, for an action step, I want you to either journal or just quickly pause the video and think about a time when so I'll give you an example of my own life so you can actually extrapolate and get what I mean. So I had an argument with a family member recently, and afterwards I instantly caught myself out, maybe a few sentences in, that I was thinking such negative thoughts about them that my thoughts were making the situation 100 times worse. That with each thought, my body was generating more and more negative emotions. And then I managed to just counteract it. I noticed it, stopped it, and then I replaced it with feelings of gratitude and looking on the more positive side of things. And who would have guessed? Those negative chemicals, they stopped being sent down and it was replaced with positive ones. You have to be aware of those negative feedback loops, catch yourself out, replace it with positive ones, and life can start to change genuinely. So yeah, hopefully you can think about it for a few minutes and figure out a time in your own life where you've done it and gain some more awareness. But yeah, start meditating. Fucking such a good habit. Total transparency, I do have a course on rewiring your mind to be more happy. It's nothing but value. All tested strategies that I've used myself, and it's all guaranteed to work. So if that sounds good, check it out, it's in the description. Back to the video. Okay, next point is from Cybernetics. It's a fucking legendary book. You can tell how much I read it just by the scrapes and shit on the side of it. It's a legendary book on how to change, how to be more successful, and how to be more happy, and how to remove a bunch of negative traits from your personality. Personally, I used to be very inhibited, very anxious, and this book and the strategies it has was fucking instrumental in removing that. But anyway, let's get to the actual point of it. I got a question for you. How many times have you told yourself that you're too stupid, or you can't, or you're not the type of person that, or if you look at a pretty girl and you think, I'm not worthy, and you don't even bother approaching even though you want to? These comments used to happen all the fucking time in my own mind, but I have managed to end them, thank God for that. Look, you have to understand, all of this is happening in your own head. It's imaginary. Nothing has explicitly stated that you're a failure. It's literally your own mind. They're just thoughts. So why do you believe you'll fail without actually trying? Maybe you had a time in childhood when you failed when you started a new thing. But is that any reason to use that as past evidence that you're going to fail again? But failure is necessary. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. We learn by failing, getting feedback and doing it a little bit better, and then doing it again. So why are you scared of failure when that's necessary in growing and doing better in any venture, in being more happy? It's because you truly believe that you're going to fail. And that belief is literally just false evidence in your mind from prior experiences that are just saying, you failed once, let's fail again. So why bother? So I need you to understand that these thoughts and beliefs, they're not rooted in any true factual experience, and that failure is just a necessary part of getting better at literally anything in life. So try to watch out for those thoughts. They're not true. They don't actually fucking exist. They're not based on anything with hard facts. It's not like that. It's backed by evidence. Evidence. That's literally just conjured in your own head. It's conjured by your own thoughts. And this is primarily because of two things that you unconsciously do. And then in a minute, I'm going to bring attention to those two things you do. And hopefully that'll allow you to fix it and undo a lot of those negative thought patterns. Okay, the first point is negative visualization. How many times in your own life have you pictured a situation, a talk you had, public speaking, going to ask out a girl, literally anything just going poorly? You just play out a mental picture in your own head of the event going poorly. What if this really bad thing actually happens? Shit, I'm not going to act because I'm just terrified of that situation occurring. That's what your mind's doing. It's negative visualization, creating negative pictures in your own mind. And I'm not immune from this. I've done this so many times. Like, I remember relatively recently, I was at a clothes store and I saw a girl that I found very attractive, and I was like, okay, I should go talk to her. Instantly, my own mind just fucked me. I created a mental picture of it going poorly, her rejecting me, of a bunch of other cope thoughts, and I didn't approach because I was too scared. Despite the fact that I've approached probably more than 100 girls, and the vast majority of them go very well. But your brain just instantly copes. It plays out the worst case scenario and like basically forces your body to just not. Like, how many times do you play this out in your own head when you try to do anything new? You visualize, say you want to go start a sport, you visualize everyone making fun of you and that you're going to be very bad. Or you go to the gym, or say, this is actually a good example, you want to start going to the gym, but you think, oh, everyone's going to make fun of me because I'm a beginner. No, it's not how it works. That's literally just wrong, but you've conjured up the picture in your own mind, you've negatively visualized it, and now you don't want to. Your body just can't. There's a fucking invisible brick wall there. You're chained down, you can't move. But then how many times do you play out the situation in your mind going well? How many times do you engage in positive visualization? How many times do you think, what's the best case scenario? Let's play that out in my mind and see how that goes. Probably maybe a tenth of how many times you do that. Probably even less. You've probably never done it. Honestly, before I even heard of this, I had never visualized the situation going well. Why would I? I've only visualized the worst case. And that there is a big problem. And then after you negatively visualize, it reinforces beliefs you have about yourself. It creates the belief, and this gives you the self-image that, I'm not the type of person that approaches. Oh, I can't do this. I'm just scared. I don't have the courage. It fucks you. Because first of all, you don't approach in the first place. You don't do the thing that you want to do because you're too scared. And then by not doing the thing, it's giving you a belief system about yourself, and then it's going to make doing that thing in the future even harder. And it all starts from visualizing. It all starts from your own thoughts that it's going to play out poorly. You don't approach, you don't do the thing, and then it just comes back to reinforce negative self-image, and it's just fucking horrible. And now for the second point that I want you to remember. How many times do you recall actually succeeding at anything? Like right now, do this. I want you to recall a time in your life where you've succeeded at anything. Whether to be recently, a big success, I want you to just recall that time. Okay, it's probably a little bit harder than you thought. And now, I want you to recall the time you failed. Yeah, it's a lot easier to recall a time when you failed or something hasn't gone very well than it is for you to recall sometime you've succeeded. And now you have your memory fucking you. How cool is that? First, your mind's fucking you, and now inherently your mind's fucking you. You've probably succeeded and failed just as many times as each other, but you can easily remember your failures, but your successes, I can't recall them. It didn't happen. But you probably succeeded as many times as you failed. And this is likely because of a few cognitive biases we have, especially the one that says we're negatively biased. We focus specifically on the negatives and just bring our awareness away from the positive to the negatives. We literally by default focus on the negative more than the positive. That's just how we're wired. Like, you've probably succeeded at so many different small things in life, but you don't even realize or remember that they happened. Like, here's something fine everyone realizes. So you get 10 compliments and you get 1 negative comment. What do you focus on? Yeah, it's the negative one. You get 90% of it is positive, 10% is negative, and you focus on the 10. It's just how we're wired, negatively biased. And unfortunately, this warps your personality. It engages multiple cognitive biases and makes you so much worse for having thought that way. And by not fixing this, you're going to become more meek, more insecure, and more weak. It's something that changed my life when I realized I was doing, and then I fixed. So just please take what I'm about to say seriously, and the action steps in this video really fucking do work. So don't just write it off. should be your top priority to get this shit sorted. Like even subconsciously, you don't think you're a very successful person. You don't think you're very capable, or you're very confident in yourself. But that's fine. We can change and work towards becoming happier, just as I said in the beginning. It's 100% doable, my friend. Okay, at a very high level, I'll quickly explain the process of what we're going to do, and then I'll give you a story, and then I'll give you a bit more detailed steps on how to actually do it. Okay, so first of all, we need to get in a relaxed state. I'll give you a few steps later on how to do that properly. And then we want to visualize a past success. So a time in your life where you've succeeded. Can be something small, can be something big, and while you're visualizing the past success, you need to make sure that you feel the feelings associated. So however you felt during that past success, I want you to feel them. Like genuinely replay the memory as if you were back there, and then feel the feeling of having succeeded. Can be something big, can be something small. It can be as simple as learning to drive your car, or the first time you went for a job interview and you got it. Just sometime you succeeded at anything, big or small, and make sure to feel the feelings. Then afterwards, we're going to create a new experience. Okay, first of all, I'm going to explain experiences. So there's two ways we can experience reality. We can experience reality as I am right now, as the behaviors, as the experiences happening onto me right now in the real life. Like I go out to the shops, I buy some food and I come back. That actually happened. I had that experience. Or there's a second way where you think about it, where you visualize it, where you play the mental picture and you feel the feelings associated, as I stated there. And if you do this in enough detail, you will genuinely play onto your body as if that experience actually happened. It's actually fucking ridiculous how this worked. When I learned this shit, this is the big needle mover for you, I swear. This fact that we can create experiences in our own mind where we don't have to do it. We can literally imagine ourselves succeeding at anything. We can literally create beliefs and everything stemming from literally our own thoughts. We just have to think it. But no one's even aware that that's an option. No one perceives it to be an option because we don't realize how experiences are created. Everyone only realizes that experiences are created in the first way. That they just, when shit actually happens. But no, you can create it in your own mind. And that shit is so important to realize. But yeah, so create a new experience. So I want you to relax, visualize a past success. You're now in a relaxed state, you visualize the past success, and you're going to now create a new experience. What is something that you're working on? That's something you want to get better at. That's something you want to do well in. It could be anything from you want to visualize yourself being a better person with your family, reacting positively to previously negative situations, or you want to go approach a girl. How about visualizing an approach going well? Or visualize yourself giving an awesome, or say you're scared that you have to go lead a meeting. Visualize yourself leading the meeting fucking well. Imagine everyone smiles on their face when they say how productive of a meeting that was. Or imagine that you're a comedian, that you're in front of a massive stage and that everyone is enthralled, that everyone's happy, that everyone's smiling, that you just gave an awesome show and everyone's happy because of you. You can literally create any experience you want. Anything you're working towards, anything you want, you can create it. And by creating it, what does it actually do? It instills into you, into your subconscious, new beliefs and new feelings. When you go into those scenarios now, you're going to have pre-programmed success that you've succeeded before. You've already done this. Your body is going to remember how to act in this situation. You know how you get nervous whenever you do something for the first time? Well, you've already done it before. Your body unconsciously is going to remember that experience, and it's going to play out so much better than if you hadn't have done this. Like, okay, I'll walk through with you what I do. Okay, so relax. To get exactly relaxed, I lay down, put some calm music on with no words, just for some slight background music, and then I visualize and say to myself every part of my body. So I'd say foot, then knee, then calf, quad, obviously in the right order. Anyway. And then go to the other side, and then slowly go up the body. Note every body part, the way it's feeling, and then by the end of it, you'll be in a deep meditative state. That's where you go back and visualize a past success. For me, I visualized the first time I cold approached a girl, because I felt amazing afterwards. I felt like a fucking man, because I'd never done it before. So I visualized me succeeding at that. You actually feel like a winner, because by visualizing yourself succeeding over and over, you remember yourself succeeding. You have inside of you like that conscious feeling that I'm a winner. I succeed at the shit I do, because by consciously playing a past success over and over again, it just sends your brain signals and your self-image that, oh, I'm the type of person that succeeds. I'm the type of person that wins. And then feel the feelings associated. And then I visualized, by using this feeling, I visualized a new cold approach going extremely well. And who would have guessed? And then a few weeks later, it came true, and holy shit, the cold approaching girls became so much easier, because I've done this a bunch. You can do this for literally fucking anything. It works for anything. Anything you want to get better at. Anything you want to stop doing. This process is fucking life-changing right here. Okay, now for the bonus I talked to you about earlier. A key for making any habit actually stick. This is the guaranteed bonus that I was talking about earlier. So, I want you to understand progressive overload first. It's a gym term in which you progressively add weight to the bar each week, each month. It's literally just progressing. So, when you join the gym, you wouldn't expect to bench 100 kilos, or you wouldn't expect to deadlift 180 kilos. You wouldn't expect to start off by lifting these heavy weights, would you? No, you'd start with the bar. Your bench would start at 20 kilos, and then maybe next week you'd add 2.5 kilos, and the week after, 25, and then after 6 months, a year of slowly incrementing up to the point where your body adapts and you become capable. Only then can you do 2 plates, 100 kilos. Progressive overload, short version, it's just slowly adding whatever you're doing up over time. It's being slow and incrementally increasing the weight. How does this apply to habits? Well, say you want to build the habit of reading. Well, here's a guaranteed method to start fucking reading. I want you to have the base. You've succeeded at your goal if you read 1 page. 1 page a day, you've succeeded at your goal. That's all you need to do. To succeed at the first week, 1 page. And then maybe week 2, 2 pages. Week 3, 3 pages. Week 4, 4 pages. Or you can slowly change it up from there and slowly start improving it. Because after about 30 days, that's when habits actually start to form. That's when you can start really dialing it in and doing however much reading you want. Because once you build that habit, get to that 4 weeks in, maintaining and sticking to anything is so much easier. It's fucking absurd how much easier once it's ingrained as a habit is. By doing like the most minimally autistic version of whatever you're trying to make a habit, you're gonna succeed. It's literally impossible not to. Like, say you want to start doing push-ups every day. Do 1 push-up. That's your minimum. Or again, say you want to start meditation each day. Start with 1 minute. You can do 1 minute, or even 1 deep breath. Set the bar extremely low. I have told this to one of my friends in the past, and what happened? They let their ego get the best of them. And this is what happens when I give this advice, or when this advice is given by anyone. People think, oh wow, 1 push-up? I'm fucking better than that. Yeah. But, so, you can either biologically hack your way to making it a habit by doing it really slowly, and then you can make it 10 times easier for yourself. Or you can think, oh, I'm way too good for this. Do 100 push-ups a day for 3 days, and then, oh, I can't do it. Oh, some excuse comes up. It's so much friction to do it. And then the habit's never built. The person, one that started with 1 push-up a day, after 3 months, they're doing 100 every day. And then the other person, my friend, just doesn't do push-ups anymore because he let his ego get the better of him. Don't be like my friend. To wrap up quickly, I want you to go back to that other step in the video. I want you to relax, visualize a past success, and play out and create a new memory. Create a new experience. And I want you to start meditating each day. So I'll call what you're doing the success visualization. That's the first thing you're going to start doing. And then number 1, meditation. You can do 1 minute of that, and maybe 10 minutes of that. Just to start off with, and then get yourself actually going. Have a success visualization. Relax. Go back into a past time you've succeeded. Feel the feelings. Create a new experience. Whatever you feel like you're working on. And then I want you to start meditating to become aware of those thought-feeling loops that I talked about earlier. And a neat little trick to make these both a habit much easier is to use habit stacking. So, say you brush your teeth in the morning at the same time every day. Yeah? I want you to, right after you brush your teeth, meditate for a minute, and then do the success visualization. So, on cue, every day after you brush your teeth, you do these 2 habits. Because you already have the habit of brushing your teeth. Now that you slowly associate brushing your teeth with these 2 habits, it's going to be so much easier to get it done. And doing it at the same time, doing any habit at the same time every day, is so much better to actually build the habit. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope you got some value, and I hope you had a big paradigm shift in your mind. I hope I gave you 2 of those this video at least. How important the thoughts and the feelings are, and how that you can create new experiences by remembering prior successes and actually just creating new experiences. So, like, sub, helps me out a lot. Take care. Bye.